Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Enter the Abyss. No, we didn't die. We're back. We're doing this shit. We're doing it live.
Big, and we're back.
We're big, and we're back. Oh, man. Sorry about the 2-week absence. You know, it's, some crazy shit happened. We had the rapture, but Cleet and I both made it through, so, you know, we're sinners.
Yeah, I'm not going up, man. I'm never going up.
Nope. I was waiting. I was waiting to like drive to work and see all these naked people floating up to space, and I just didn't see it, man. I didn't fucking see it. But anyway, Cleet, what are you drinking on this fine October evening?
Yeah, I'm drinking something special post-rapture. It's called the Big Bad Baptist, which is making a return, and it's the salted maple kind.
You'll have to tell me how it is, because I quite literally held that bottle in my hand at the liquor store for a few minutes. I almost bought that one.
What the fuck, man? We never get the same one. We never do.
I know. One of these days, it's gonna be awesome. But I am drinking Renaissance. It's a hazy IPA from Mother Earth Brewing Co. Cleet, your face does not look like you're satisfied. The Big Bad Baptist always packs a punch.
It always punches, man. It punches hard. It's like those beers where you have to drink it a few times before you get used to the violence.
Yeah. You don't ever want to piss off the Baptist, man. He comes in swinging every time.
So, you know, I'm used to the violence now. It doesn't hit as hard.
After a couple slaps of the Baptist, you just got to get used to it. He's an aggressive man. You just get over it.
The old mushroom. All right.
The old mushroom. Mushroom stamp. Yeah, anyway, Cleet, have you seen any scary movies by chance? Of note?
No, I have not.
I'm trying to think if we talked about the last one that I watched. I know we talked about Weapons, because I told you to watch it. I don't think you watched it.
Nope.
I don't think I've seen anything scary. I really want to go watch the new Conjuring movie. I've heard it's actually pretty decent. And hopefully it's the last one. I heard it's the last one. Just because, like,
yeah, dude.
There's only so long you can drag a series out before it gets too much.
Yeah, I'm so sick of it. I'm not going to watch it. I had a coworker tell me they're going to watch it, and I was like, yeah, nah, man. It's just like, it's just a cash grab at this point. I mean, I don't know. It might be good. I have my doubts.
Yeah, I'll watch it when it comes to streaming. So, but anyway, also, like, I think in light of tonight's episode, and I'll let you decide, or I'll let you tell them what we're doing, Cleet, but there's been like a lot more buzz about this 3-Eye Atlas thing, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that there's been some interesting anomalies happening with it, but I'm not quite sure. I don't recall off the bat what's going on. Do you know?
Well, I mean, it's just like I don't want to resurface because I don't think it's gone away since it's been announced. But like TikTok, people are like, it's going to hit, and it's not. Like, it's not going to hit. It's
Earth.
Yeah, it's not. But obviously there's the extraterrestrial theory. Like, people think that it's the mothership coming to Earth. But I guess that there was an even bigger asteroid behind it that they're calling something Swan. I don't know. Dude, I don't know. It's
even bigger, badder. Hey, Atlas.
3-Eye Atlas is a little bitch now. There's a bigger one coming. I don't know. I've just heard a lot about it. And obviously Project Bluebeam has come up a couple times on TikTok. I think it's because we did the episode. I'm getting like flooded with 3-Eye Atlas stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of chaos in the world right now. So, I mean, the comet is all we need, you know. Who knows what's going to happen?
Look this way. Don't look the other way. But anyway, Cleet, what is the agenda for this evening? What are we talking about?
We're just going to be going over viral TikTok trends that have been going on, specific horror stories around that platform. I think we have about like 5 interesting stories to talk to you all about tonight.
And I don't think it's actually like trends, right? It's more of like spooky story, like trending stories, not trends. Like, it's not like fads, you know, but.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm not telling, we're not going to be doing the ice bucket challenge right now. What I'm talking about is just some really interesting things that have blown up on TikTok that have a horror theme. So we'll be going over 5 real life horror stories. I would just say true mysteries that have happened recently this year that remain unsolved or unexplained. I would say that these stories happen in ordinary places. We have one at a quiet Ohio backyard, a California neighborhood, the woods of Maine, and a Las Vegas suburb, and a nightlife district in Austin, Texas. So I think we should buckle up because it's going to get a little spooky.
You know, it can't be a bad night when you've got the Baptist on your side. So I'm excited to see where we go.
I'm never scared when I have the big Baptist by my side. I'm going to get you with Jesus.
You pissed me
I'm
off.
going to slap you with Jesus till you have a big mushroom stamp on your face.
You don't want to get mushroom stamped by Jesus, man. That won't go away. All right. So for the first haunting tale, this is going to be the one that takes place in Ohio back in 24. And this is Katie Santry's buried rug mystery.
There is a rolled up carpet buried underground that we came across as we were digging this hole.
I bet you it's deep.
I called the police. They're sending someone here.
You know, when
You ever
just
just want to bury a rug? Brittany?
Exactly. I think I'm more of like throwing it over the fence into the neighbor's yard. I don't want to deal with it. It's your problem now. Just like throwing the rug over the fence.
It's like, how did you throw a fucking fridge over the fence?
Well, I didn't want it anymore, so I felt like it was the right thing to do.
You like go rent a forklift.
Just tip it over the fence.
Wasn't me. No human could have done that. That wasn't me.
How do you think I got a fridge over the fence, bud? I mean, think logically. It wasn't me. Question is, why do you have a fridge in your backyard? Well, don't gaslight me,
I'm gonna report you.
motherfucker.
I'm gonna report you to the authorities.
I think that's against the HOA, buddy. You cannot have a fridge outside. I'm pretty sure it states that clearly in Section 13, Subarticle A. So
Definitely against the HOA.
I'm going to give him a call right now. You're fucking weird, man. You have a fridge in your backyard. Like, pick it up. Like, get rid of that shit.
I don't even know what I'd do, man. Like, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'd be pissed.
It's like, hey, do you want to borrow my forklift? I just have it. I don't know why, but
Imagine waking up one day and there's just a whole, like, a bunch of broken appliances in your backyard.
what do you do? Like, you can't do anything. Like, your day's ruined at that point.
It's ogre.
We just had the appliance tornado that just ripped through town, just started throwing fridges all over the place. I don't know, man. How do you explain that? All right. Anyway, back to the rug. We're getting off. We're going crazy on this one. Okay. So I just want you, if you will, to imagine this, right? You're digging a hole in your own backyard. Suddenly you strike something odd beneath the soil. That is exactly what happened to 34-year-old Katie Santry in Columbus, Ohio. One autumn afternoon, Katie and her boyfriend, Brandon, were installing a fence when their shovel hit fabric. An old, dirt-caked rug rolled up and buried deep. At first, it seemed like a quirky discovery. They even joked about it in a nervous way that people do, about a body wrapped in the rug. But what started as a joke soon felt far more sinister. Dude, what the fuck? You dig up a...
They're joking about it. They pull up the rug and there's a femur.
They're like, okay then.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It's getting real.
Katie pulled out her phone and began documenting the find on TikTok. Obviously, as you do, like that's the most important thing to do, man, when you find something sketchy. Now,
I can be famous now.
We're going to get trending so fucking hard. In her first video, she laughed uneasily, and she wondered if her house had been haunted. It seemed like harmless fun, until bizarre things started happening inside of her home. Shortly after uncovering the rug, Katie's computer screen inexplicably shattered, glass spidering for no reason at all. Objects on her desk appeared to have been moved when no one was around, and the atmosphere in the house felt uneasy, as if something had been disturbed.
Did they not find, like, bones? It was just like a haunted rug.
I guess. I don't know. They didn't really explain what they found in there.
Yeah, it's just a weird rug, and it was haunted with spirits and shit.
At one point, this held a body, but not anymore.
Kept hearing smooth jazz in the background, but I couldn't find the source.
What the fuck? Frightened and curious, Katie kept posting updates. Millions watched her TikTok showing the half-exposed rug and her growing dread. Viewers flooded her comments with a common plea: call the police. What if there really was something or someone buried underneath there? So, feeling a bit foolish, Katie phoned the authorities and explained that she had a mysterious rug buried in her yard, with strange things that began happening at home. Police officers arrived, skeptical but obliging. They poked around and, finding nothing obvious, eventually left. They just kicked the rug. It's like, I don't know, I think it's fine. Anyway, have a good day. For a moment, Katie thought that might be the end of it, but the internet's obsession only grew. People analyzed every single frame of her video, spinning theories. Was it a hidden crime scene, a long-forgotten pet grave, or something supernatural tied to the rug's ghost? Katie herself half-jokingly asked if the rug's ghost was behind the strange occurrences. As the views climbed into the millions, pressure mounted. Finally, to her surprise, Katie got a call from the Columbus Police Homicide Unit. They were taking her case seriously after all. When detectives returned to Katie's yard, this time they brought cadaver dogs. 2 dogs sniffed around the half-dug hole where the rolled carpet peeked through. Katie live-streamed from a distance, her hand shaking as she held her phone. Over 100,000 people tuned in to watch in real time. Then one of the dogs sat down right on the spot. The second dog did the same thing. Both had alerted, a sign that they sensed the scent of a human remains in the soil. On the live stream, Katie let out a gasp. Her worst fears seemed to be coming true. Police officers swiftly taped off the yard with crime scene ribbon. Patrol cars remained outside her home through the night. A once quiet suburban backyard had transformed into an active dig site, and a spectacle of national interest. What could be buried there? Everyone had the same morbid thought, but no one dared say it aloud. A body. By the next morning, Katie's yard was swarming with investigators. Shovels and gloved hands carefully peeled back layers of earth. Every clump of dirt was scrutinized. Katie stood by anxiously, chewing her lip, her camera still rolling for the world. Hours passed with painstaking work. Finally, the lead detective emerged from the hole, dusted with soil, carrying something. Katie's heart pounded. The onlookers craned their necks. Dude, that would be fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, what did they find?
In the detective's hands was the rug, now unrolled. He shook his head slightly and delivered the news to Katie. And thousands of online spectators, both dreaded and anticipated. No body. No human remains were found at all, only some decayed rug fibers and bits of rubber backing. The mystery package was empty. A collective sigh of relief swept through the street. Katie's nerves nearly buckled. There was no corpse after all. The nightmare scenario had been avoided, or so it seemed. Even as relief washed over her, a new question began to gnaw. Why did the cadaver dogs alert so strongly if nothing dead was there? Had something, or someone, once been wrapped in that rug long ago, leaving only a trace of death behind? Investigators couldn't answer. And what about the eerie happenings in Katie's house? Her computer had shattered for no reason. Items moved on their own. Was it coincidence, or had something been disturbed by unearthing that rug? That night, Katie posted a final TikTok update, trying to inject some humor to calm her nerves, smiling shakily at the camera. She announced, "There is no body," overlaying the text on her video. "But I still want to know, who broke my laptop?" Her voice...
God damn it, you big Baptist.
Stop slinging them fists, man. Her voice trembled on that last question. Was she really joking or voicing a genuine, lingering fear that some unseen force had brushed past her life? The buried rug mystery leaves us with an unsettling thought. Sometimes the scariest part of a mystery isn't what we find, but what we don't find. No human remains turned up in Katie's yard, yet an invisible presence seemed to make itself known. The cadaver dog smelled something that shouldn't have been there. Katie's left to sleep in a house where inexplicable events unfolded, forever wondering what really happened beneath her lawn. If there was never a body, then what secret still lies buried in her backyard? And when you dig into the unknown, are you ever truly prepared for what you might unearth? I don't know, man, that's kind of crazy, but I mean, at least you didn't find a body.
Yeah, I'm always afraid to dig in my backyard, considering the history.
Yeah, your backyard.
But anyways,
digging. I just leave that
shit
alone.
No, I wouldn't. I already found some hidden carpet and electrical work. But anyways, let's jump into our next story. Named Celeste Rivas and the Singer's Tesla's Trunk. 2025, California.
The snow, the heavier the weight, after watching you go.
So in Los Angeles, California, a hot September day in 2025, In a crowded Hollywood tow yard, a worker wrinkles his nose at a foul smell in the air. He's walking past rows of impounded cars when a particular Tesla catches his attention. A sleek, midnight black Model X that's been sitting there for days. The stench seems to be coming from the car. It's a smell he knows too well, the odor of death. He just knows. Smells like a body. Smells like a dead body. I know. I've smelled dead bodies before in cars.
My nose never fucking lies.
Authorities arrive, and soon LAPD detectives are swarming the tow lot. They pop open the Tesla's front trunk. The frunk.
It's called a frunk.
Because you know what I'm talking about? Because no engine?
Yeah, it's a frunk.
The old frunk. Inside lies a large, black duffel bag.
You fucker. A large, throbbing, black duffel bag.
Why'd you go there, man? I don't know, man. I just...
Sure.
As detectives unzips... Sorry. A detective unzips it carefully, then recoils. Within the bag are human remains, badly decomposed. Even hardened officers exchange looks of shock. The body inside has been dismembered, hacked up, a coroner reported. Someone tried to conceal a brutal crime in the front trunk of this luxury car. But the surprises are only beginning. The Tesla's registration traces back to a name that sends the media into a frenzy. David Anthony Burke, known professionally as D4VD, a 20-year-old rising music star. This isn't just an abandoned car, it belongs to a multi-platinum singer. Overnight, the story becomes front-page news. How did a missing 15-year-old girl end up dead in a celebrity's vehicle? The victim is identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a teen from Lake Elsinore who vanished more than a year earlier. Celeste had disappeared from her family's home in April 2024 and never been seen since. Now, her worst fate is confirmed in the most shocking way imaginable. Detectives work backwards to trace the car's path. They discover the Tesla had been abandoned on a Hollywood street for about 11 days before being towed to a city impound lot. It was only on September 8th at the tow yard that the grim truth was discovered, when an employee caught a whiff of a rotting odor that alerted police. This timeline suggests one horrifying possibility. Celeste's body may have been in the car the entire time, decomposing for days or weeks in that late summer heat. In fact, her remains were found just one day after what would have been her 15th birthday. One can barely imagine it. A child's corpse hidden in plain sight on a sunny residential street, passed by countless strangers, baking under the sun while life went around it. As investigators delve deeper, unsettling clues emerge. Celeste's body, once examined, was very petite and bore a tiny shh tattoo on her fingers. It's not unusual for a teenager to have a small tattoo, but this one raises eyebrows because the very same word shh was seen tattooed on the finger D4VD himself. In a photograph of the singer from 2024, he holds a finger to his lips and there's a shh and script on his hand. A chilling coincidence or a sign of a secret connection between the pop star and the lost girl. Police now face a barrage of questions. How well did the singer know Celeste? Did their paths cross? And if so, why? Detectives serve a search warrant at the Hollywood Hills home D4VD had been renting, seizing computers and other potential evidence. Forensics combed through the car and the house. The public, meanwhile, is reeling. Is a beloved young artist involved in something unspeakable, or is he an unwitting pawn in someone else's deadly game? Thus far, police have not charged D4VD or anyone as a suspect. They say the singer has cooperated, and their focus is on retracing Celeste's final days. It turns out Celeste had a troubled history of running away from home. Was she lured into a dangerous situation? Did she have a secret relationship with someone older? Possibly even the singer himself. Rumors explode on social media. Some fans swear they saw a young girl in the background of D4VD's posts or at parties. The LAPD neither confirms nor denies those whispers, but they are certainly looking into every lead. Meanwhile, Celeste's family grieves. In a heartbreaking detail, her mother only realized it was her daughter in the Tesla when investigators described the "shh" tattoo on the victim's finger, a mark she knew belonged to Celeste. Now, a memorial service must be arranged for a child who left home one day and never came back. To this day, Celeste Riva's death remains an open mystery. The coroner has not revealed an official cause of death. Was she murdered? Did she die inadvertently and someone panicked hiding her body? If so, who hid her in the trunk of that Tesla and why? The presence of dismemberment strongly suggests a horrific crime. And if foul play occurred, is the owner of the car, the famous singer, involved, or just tragically connected by circumstance? For now, D4VD walks free under the dark cloud of suspicion. Investigators continue to sift through digital evidence and trace Celeste's contacts, searching for the missing pieces. We are left with the image of that silent Tesla, parked on a leafy street, holding its terrible secrets for days. Celeste's story is a modern Hollywood horror, the glitz of celebrity entangled with the darkest of deeds. How many people strolled past that parked car, never knowing a young girl's fate lay just a few feet away? And the most chilling question of all, who placed Celeste in that trunk, turning a star's car into a coffin? Until the truth comes out, the word on everyone's lips is the one inked on Celeste's skin. Shh. A secret that refuses to be told.
That's wild. It's a different circumstance, but my wife told me a story about when she was growing up, how she had some friends, I guess, and they were going to be playing hide and seek in the neighborhood. And I guess my wife couldn't play for some reason, but the kids played. And I think there was two of them, but they hid inside of the trunk of a car. And no one knew they were there, and they died because they were there for like a day and a half.
Damn.
So yeah, my wife, like, if she had played, like, who knows what would have happened? But yeah, these kids, like, because like their parents aren't going to know to search the trunk of a car, right? And so they like got in, they shut themselves in, you can't get out. So creepy shit, man.
Really sad.
All right. So we're going to jump into our third tale, which takes us from the bright city of Los Angeles to the deep, dark woods of rural Maine. And this is Stephanie Dameron's Disappearance into the Woods, 2024, Maine. It's a crisp fall morning in New Sweden, Maine, September 23rd of 24. 13-year-old Stephanie Dameron bursts out of her family's wooden yurt and runs off, tears in her eyes. Moments earlier, she had a heated argument with her older sister. Needing space to cool off, Stephanie heads to her refuge, the woods beyond her home. Stephanie's home life was unusual. The Dameron family lives off the grid on a 20-acre property deep in rural Maine. Their home is a rustic yurt with no running water, powered only by a generator, surrounded by dense forest in every direction. It's the kind of place where neighbors are a mile away and silence hangs thick. Stephanie, an adventurous girl, knows these woods well. Often, when upset, she wanders among the pines to be alone with her thoughts. On that morning, upset and seeking calm, she walks into the trees, expecting to return in an hour or two once she's cooled down. However, Stephanie never comes back. When her parents, Lisa and Dale, return home that afternoon from a trip to town, they find the yurt empty and quiet. At first, they aren't alarmed. Stephanie has wandered off before to play or to sulk, and she usually comes back by dinner time. Dale even releases the family dogs into the forest, figuring they'll sniff out Stephanie if she's just trying to hide or taking a long walk. This was almost routine. If one of the kids stayed in the woods for too long, the dogs would help find them. But sunset comes and the dogs return alone. They circle by the door, uneasy. Stephanie is nowhere to be found. Dude, that'd be like the worst feeling as a parent. Like your kid just travels off to the woods and never comes back. It's like the 411 shit, dude.
Yeah, that's why I put a chip in my kids, man.
Just like make them eat.
Right in their skull.
Make them eat an apple, like a apple.
No, just right in the skull.
Just an implant in there.
Very painful.
Bam.
Yeah.
Well, at least you'll never go missing, son.
Yeah.
A creeping dread sets in as night falls over the vast Maine woods. The Damerons realize that they need help. Dale recalls hearing that you should wait 24 hours to report a missing person. But after 12 hours with no sign of Stephanie, panic overrides caution. They call the authorities early the next morning, September 24th, and Maine State Police initiate a search. Like, I know they say to wait 24 hours, but I don't know if I could if it was my kid. Like, I really don't know if I could just sit there and wait. Like, I know they won't really do anything. I get it, but the panic you'd feel, man.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Maybe it's maybe they just say, well, I don't know. Maybe just lie. Say they disappeared 24 hours ago.
Yeah, just lie.
But no, I hear you. I guess it's probably because people return after a certain amount of time.
I'm sure there's a reason behind it. What follows is one of the largest search operations that this remote region has ever seen. Local police, state troopers, game wardens, and even the FBI join in. Search teams comb through the forest, shoulder to shoulder. Canine units weave among the trunks, noses low. Drones buzz overhead, scanning the canopy for any trace of the girl's bright blue jacket. Over the next days and weeks, more than 4,500 acres of wilderness are scoured. They search on horseback, on ATVs, on foot. Helicopters whir above the treetops, their blades chopping the eerie quiet of the woods. Dozens of volunteers from the community also tramp through bogs and thickets, calling Stephanie's name into the silence. The forest, however, keeps its secrets. Not a single piece of clothing, not one footprint or broken branch is found. It's as if Stephanie vanished into thin air. One minute she was a girl angrily marching down a familiar trail. The next, she was gone without a trace. Investigators considered all possibilities, but the Damerons cooperate fully and are desperate to find their daughter. Some wonder if Stephanie could have planned to run away from her off-grid life. Others fear that she might have encountered a stranger with bad intentions out in those woods. But there's no evidence of foul play, no sign of struggle, no known someone who might have had a motive to take her. The Dameron family itself falls under scrutiny at first. An isolated lifestyle can raise eyebrows. But authorities find nothing to suggest there's anything other than the heartbroken parents. Lisa and Dale make tearful pleas for their daughter's return. As days turn into weeks, hope begins to wane. The Maine wilderness can be unforgiving. If Stephanie got lost or injured, the odds of surviving for long without shelter are slim. Still, without a single clue to follow, the searchers are confounded. The woods that were her playground have become an impenetrable wall of mystery. Now, 1 year later, in 2025, Stephanie is still missing. Her 14th birthday has passed, then her 15th, with candles lit in her absence. Her mother, Lisa, voices the agony of not knowing. "We just want her to come home," she pleads, eyes red with tears. "As long as I'm breathing, I will never give up hope." There's a quiver in her voice that betrays the torment of endless certainty. The FBI has offered a $15,000 reward for any information. Tips have come in from across Maine and even out of state. Possible sightings.
A lot of tips.
Rumors that someone's matching Stephanie's description was seen in a distant town, but none have panned out. Some in the community whisper more fantastical theories. Did something not human find her in those woods? Northern Maine has its share of folklore about wild men or other entities in the forest, but without evidence, these remain just chilling imaginings. We're left with a haunting image, a 13-year-old girl walking beneath the fall evergreens, sunlight fading as she slips between the shadows of those trees, and then silence. No cry for help ever heard, no trail to follow. The woods that knew her laughter now stand mute and unmoving. Every possibility is grim. If she succumbed to the elements, one would expect to find some trace. A scrap of fabric, a shoe, yet nothing ever turned up despite exhaustive searches. If she encountered another person with evil intent, that person left no trace and is still out there. And if by some remote miracle Stephanie is alive somewhere, she has not reached out or been recognized. The disappearance of Stephanie Dameron is a true wilderness horror story, not of a rampaging monster, but of the vast, indifferent wilderness itself, and the unknown dangers that it may conceal. Her family lights a lantern on their porch every night, a tiny beacon in the dark, hoping somehow it guides her home. But the forest around them remains silent. Did the woods simply swallow Stephanie whole, leaving not a bone or whisper behind? Or is there someone out there who knows exactly where she is, watching the search parties come and go with a terrible secret? Until she is found, the Maine woods hold a dreadful silence, and a family is left with nothing but nightmares of what might have happened among those trees.
Oof.
Oof, indeed.
That's your response.
Oof. Oof. That's all you can fucking give is oof. Well, I will say, though, that like oof is one of the best things to text. I don't know. It's just like oof. 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 Yeah, Cleet. Oof. Fourth story, buddy. You're up.
All right. Our next story turns our eyes skyward.
Oof.
Why is that funny, man?
That's oof. After everything, it's oof.
Diles, eso no son los viendo para acá.
Kay.
Anda el camión, los concha, diga el camión. El segundo, de izquierda para acá, de cables.
Kay, chero, chidi ka bang ladel.
Anda, del concha, costelo, concha, chisitilo.
Kay,
Eso no muy.
forklift o camión.
Eso no muy. Castelo, pegachari, palalo, que te acordó con la. Palalo, diles, dile que a casa de hombre indique. Bien un chavo, o sea, pecucharico, se adolo.
Chidi ka bang ladel.
Vaya, me dígale completico.
Oy, di cables. Kay, kay.
Costelo, de que acá, dile que acá, callale, hay muy pelón, sí, pelón, varón, pelón.
Ya, chero.
Enchalo, te adoro, dijeron de concha, que la de que chuca jabón.
Shattered by something utterly out of this world. It's just past midnight on a warm spring night of April 2023 in a suburban neighborhood on the edge of Las Vegas. The city's neon glow is distant here. In the quiet, dark backyard of one family's home, an eerie calm is suddenly broken by a blinding green fireball streaking across the sky. A police officer on patrol nearby actually catches the bright object on his body camera as it hurtles earthward. Moments later, with tremendous crash, something lands or crashes in a yard with a thud that shakes the ground. About 40 minutes later, a flustered 911 dispatcher receives an unusual call from a teenage boy named Angel who lives at the property. In a trembling voice, Angel reports that something fell from the sky into their backyard, and now there's like an 8-foot creature lurking behind their house. It has big eyes, it's not human, and we're terrified, he says, voice trembling. In the background of his call, his family can be heard urging each other to stay back. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police units are dispatched, half skeptical, half curious. After all, one of their own officers did see something streak through the sky earlier. 2 officers arrive at the family's home, hands on a holster, not sure what to expect. They find Angel, his parents, and his brother huddled inside, visibly shaken. The family leads the officers through their house and into the backyard, pointing toward the dimly lit corner where they saw the beams. The yard is still. In the beams of the officers' flashlights, they see a circular patch of dirt that looks disturbed, as if something large impacted there. Nearby, the wooden fence has strange scorch marks, as though seared by intense heat. But the supposed creatures, there is no sign. The officers search around the shed and behind the trees, their light cutting through the darkness. Aside from the patch of damaged ground in the fence, they find nothing. No footprints, no strange residue, and no fallen object. While one officer canvasses the area, he murmurs to his partner, "This might be really stupid, but did you see that thing in the sky earlier?" The officer nods. It's an uncomfortable moment. Two cops admitting that perhaps something unexplainable happened that night. They even stop a passing neighbor to ask if they saw any strange lights overhead. The driver looks puzzled and shakes his head. Back at Angel's house, the family gives their account in hushed, urgent tones. Angel, 16, was in the backyard working on a vehicle with his brother when they saw the green fireball flash overhead. Moments later came a loud crash in their back lot, as if something slammed into the earth. The boys felt a tremor. Their first thought was that a small plane or meteorite had fallen, but when the dust settled, they saw, in the dim light, the outline of two tall figures lurking behind a piece of heavy equipment in their yard. "The only thing I can see is a tall creature, probably around 8 or 10 feet tall, very thin," Angel later recounts of the encounter. The beings had an odd grayish-green color that seemed to blend with the shadows. Angel described one creature's face as having weird-looking feet and a big face and eyes and big mouth with loud, deep breathing, audible in the quiet night air. Britton, don't you call random people at night and just go, "Ah"?
It's like my favorite hobby, man. You just call people and deep breathe into the phone. There's nothing better than that on a Wednesday evening. Are you kidding me?
Why do you call me every night at 2 a.m.?
Because now,
He screamed.
now that you've done it for so long, or now that I've done it for so long, these people wake up at 2 a.m. just by instinct and they look at their phone. Is this going to happen? Is this going to happen tonight?
The deep breather. God damn it.
Oh no, the midnight mouth breather.
Angel screamed for his dad. His father raced out and came face to face with one of the entities. It stood behind their forklift, peering out. In the darkness, the dad caught a glimpse of large, shining eyes and a spindly form. He ushered his sons back inside, heart pounding, and they frantically dialed 911. Now, telling the story to the police, the father's voice wavers, describing the creature. It's clear they are not acting. They genuinely believe they saw something. The officers, finding no evidence, conclude their visit by taking a report. They reassure the family as best they can and depart, leaving the household rattled and sleepless. The next day, Angel uploads a video to YouTube recounting the encounter, including a shaky clip where he claims to show one of the aliens in his backyard. The footage is dark and grainy. At first, there's not much to see, but when slowed down and freeze-framed, some viewers claim they can make out a strange, tall shape briefly moving behind a piece of equipment, with two glowing eyes reflecting the camera's light. Skeptics dismiss this as a prank or a trick of light, but others are intrigued. The story makes the local news and soon national headlines. It becomes one of the most talked about alleged UFO encounters of the year. The police investigation, for its part, is unable to determine what occurred. Officials never find any concrete evidence of aliens or a crashed object. The case is eventually closed as unfounded, yet the family sticks to their story. They say they were traumatized by the encounter, and for weeks afterward they refused to sleep apart or go into their backyard at night. For them, this was no joke. Something landed behind their house, and they saw creatures they cannot explain. Perhaps some say a meteor did crash and coincidentally frightened a pair of owls or other animals, which the family mistook for alien beings. Or perhaps, as the family truly confirms, they came face to face with visitors from another world that night. The Las Vegas backyard alien encounter remains a bizarre, unsolved mystery, a collision of eerie evidence, credible witnesses, and the tantalizing unknown. It forces us to wonder if something truly unearthly stepped into an ordinary backyard. Would we recognize it for what it is, or would we convince ourselves it couldn't be real? The police may have closed the case, but in the court of public opinion, the debate rages on. If something alien did visit that night, it slipped away without a trace. And who's to say it couldn't return? The family at the center of the story will always be left to question what they saw. And one lingering thought continues to haunt them. If you saw aliens in your backyard, would anyone believe you?
Look, man, I always think it's aliens.
I'd believe you, Britton. If you said the aliens, they did things in your backyard, I'd believe you, man. I got you.
Would you actually, though? Like, if I came to you and said, dude, there was, like, quite literally aliens in my backyard, you'd be like, oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, it just depends on your convictions, but if you were, like, giggling afterwards, I'd be like, that's weird. Why are you giggling?
These aliens.
There's aliens in my backyard. Hee 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 hee. Yeah. Hee 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 hee. And I'd be like, I don't know, man. It seems like a weird thing for you to say with that, like, follow-up. I don't know. It seems really inappropriate.
I don't know why you're laughing about an alien invasion, dude. You're kind of fucking weird. So for our last story tonight, we're going to be talking about the Lady Bird Lake drownings.
Good times are singing, they sang. Those times are echoing through me.
Or the Rainy Street Ripper rumors. This took place between 2022 and 2023 in Texas. Austin, Texas, a city of live music, food trucks, and bustling nightlife. One popular district, Rainy Street, is lined with bars that overflow with laughter and music every weekend. But running right behind those bars is the dark ribbon of Lady Bird Lake. Look, I'm just going to say this. Like, it seems very dangerous to build bars around a river. Like, you just get drunk people
It'd
stumbling.
be cool to drink by a river, though. At the same time, I'd be like, let's drink by the river. It's too bad we lost Craig last week, but you know.
I don't disagree, but a bunch of alcohol in a flowing river don't seem to mesh very well, bud.
It's really too bad we lost Craig last week. But let's get crunk.
By day, the lake is scenic, but at night, its waters turn black and silent. And starting in late 2022, that silence was broken by the blare of police sirens and the murmurs of worried crowds on the shore. Bodies were being pulled from the lake, one after another, far more frequently than anyone was comfortable with. See, I told you, Clee, it's a bad fucking idea. Like bodies, plural, many bodies being pulled from this lake.
You're right by the lake. You're right by there drinking.
In early 23, two young men vanished after nights out on Rainy Street. And were later found.
It was raining by the street, by the lake.
And were later found dead in the lake. That was enough for rumors on a serial killer to catch fire. There's just someone like dunking drunk people in the river. Like, got him, got him, got him.
Dunkaroo.
Online, the supposed predator was dubbed the Rainy Street Ripper, an unseen menace said to prey on lone bar goers by the water. Several more bodies found in the lake that year only fueled the fear. Police insisted that the drownings were tragic accidents and found no evidence of foul play, noting all the victims had been drinking and showed absolutely no signs of trauma. Yet once the idea of a ripper took hold, it developed a life of its own. Many in Austin remained unconvinced, glancing nervously at the dark waters and wondering if a killer really was out there. It's like, yeah, I'll have another gin and tonic. Are you sure? There's a serial killer out there that's getting real drunk people. I think you gotta stop.
Every time they have at least 4 shots, they disappear.
This is shot number 4. Are you ready? You want to take on the Ripper? You sure about that? In the end, whether the Rainy Street Ripper ever existed or not, the fear itself has left a mark on Austin. Partygoers now think twice about wandering near the lake alone at night, haunted by that terrible what if. Is there really a killer stalking the shores of Lady Bird Lake? Or have we been chasing shadows? Which is more terrifying? An unseen murderer in our midst, or a string of tragic accidents with no one to blame but fate? Well, and alcohol, of course. Each of these true tales, from a buried rug and a missing girl to a star's grisly secret to an alleged alien encounter and possibly imagined killer, reminds us that the world is full of mysteries that defy easy explanation. Reality can be more frightening than any fiction because we may never know the answers. Now, as you turn off the lights tonight, consider this. When you hear a bump or catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye, could it be the start of the next real-life horror story? Just make sure that if you see it, you just start recording for TikTok. But
My God, I'm going to die on TikTok. I'm going to get famous.
But that's going to wrap us up, folks. Thank you for joining us for another evening of Spooky Tales. As always, want to give a huge shout out to our paid supporters of the show, Soylent, Cleat Feet, Lara, Mothman, Conklin family, and Lou. Your paid support of the show is tremendously helpful. And if you yourself would like to join these people, there's a link below and several tiers to choose from, as well as a link with a one-time beer donation to the show.
If you're listening to us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe, as it really helps us get us out there. And as always, thank you for entering the abyss.
Until next time.